สวัสดีค่ะ Today we will talk about the appearance and reality of the Buddha and Plato, which I feel that is essential for the modern time, because most of the time we always look at things only appearance, never look within or look back what is reality, especially when we are facing with the mobile phone or television or whatever the technology that we're using. So it's important for us to be able to find out what is reality. Just don't take it for granted that the appearance is what we can perceive. But in modern time, at the present time, that we can see that we hardly have any time to be able to think back and reflect upon things. So we take things as it is, rather than to find out what is reality behind or that we are facing. So I feel that it's important for us to learn, or important for us to learn about what is reality and appearance. Most of the time, the Buddha also said about whatever we see is not real. It's only the Maya, the illusion. What we have to perceive is behind the illusion, or to see reality of all things. According to Buddhism, there are three characteristics of reality. That is the impermanence, the suffering, and the no self or anatta, which is these three concepts cannot be perceived through or understanding through the words only, but to have to realize it. And one way to realize it is through meditation. And for Plato, he believed that most of the time we think of things around us just like the people see things as it is, rather than or perceive things that they see in front of them, never look back what is behind the scene. So Plato used the allegory of the cave to represent the world of perception that man face. That is, most of the time in the cave, the prisoner always look in front of them look in front to see only the wall of the cave, and they cannot look back. That is a situation of the cave, the people in the cave, just like all of us, always look in front and see only the shadow of the things around us. That is, the people will move around and put up signs, and we can see only the signs in front of us, and we think that that is real. In fact, it's only the shadow of what is real. So Plato tried to tell us that what is real is behind what the appearance. We can only see appearance, but never see what is real, because we have to look back, and the prisoner cannot look back unless there's some prisoner escape from the cave and then go outside and start to see things as it is, such as the objects and trees and the sunlight. And when they see the sunlight, the lights help them to see everything that is the real world outside. And if that prisoner came back to the cave and tried to tell other people what is the real world outside with the light that they can perceive, no one believed them. So in this case, both the Buddha and Plato may agree in one point that not many people can really perceive what is real. For the Buddha, if you have time to sit and meditate, then you are able to uh, have the realization that all things are changing. Yeah. Because we always perceive things that it's always there, never change, except the moving object. But in fact, every object around us is moving. The molecule is colliding all the time, according to the quantum physics or whatever. So things are changing, even though it looks like static. And if we keep on attached to anything at all, either the person or the objects, you become suffering. You will have the suffering all through your life because things are changing, and we believe that things never change, it's always stay the same, except for some kind of emotional kind of such as love, understanding, and kindness. These are the things that is emotional of mankind towards one another. But that is also changing or not. Yeah. But the question is that when we see things as they are, very difficult to find out that it's changing. Okay. So if we attach ourselves to anything at all, then you become in a state of suffering. Even ourselves, that our body, our mind, and our physical always changing, never stay the same. That's why we get older, get sick, and died eventually. Now, the last truth that the Buddha discovered, that is the concept of anatta, or there's no such thing as a self, because we are in the process of the whole phenomena around us, and in that process is never stay the same. It's always moving and changing. So how can we keep up with the present at all time? That's why when we meditate or when we are being mindful, it's one way for us to really understand the reality of things around us. That is, we are able to accept things that this is the present time at all times. It's always keep up with the present, that never stay the same, because the present is moving, changing at all times. And if we keep up with the present, it means we are keeping with the reality around us. So this concept of appearance and reality will help us to understand the world much more closer, and bring us to more understanding about life and the world around us. I feel that to notice what is real, to notice what is important in our life, and able to cope with all the changes, give us more release on life. We are no longer become the slave of life. So we look at life in terms of we are able to control ourselves and able to accept life and go with the flow, according to some kind of Zen monk said, go with the flow, and then you will never suffer all your life, because you know that you are being with the present at all time, instead of hold on to something, because things are changing. So Plato somehow tell us that what is the form, the best form of the world of forms and ideas according to Plato. It means that if we are able to understand the perfection of form, we are able to close to the best thing in life, that is how to live this life for the best. So in that case, we have to know what is a good life first, as we said last time. And many people ask me, what is the meaning of Plato's ideas in terms of politics, that we are able to bring Plato's The Republic into practice in our political realm, so that we can have a good life according to because right now we seem to understand that every country around the world have the problem with their ruler, have the problem with their way of controlling the society together, no matter what, democracy or socialism or communism or whatever. We seem to have the problem of that, how to live a good life of the people inside the regime. So Plato set up the Republic, and I think the main theme of the Republic, which we should pay attention, that is, how can we find out what is a good life for us when we live the life according to our own potential. In other words, one have to find out what is our potential, what can we do for the best of living, and then develop that kind of ability to its best. So in the Republic, the philosopher king is the one who designed who should be a ruler, who should be workers, who should be a teacher, or who should be studying which and this and that. So according to Plato, it means that the philosopher is the one who knows what is good for the person, because he observed the children play when they were young, and they know the potential, what they will develop for the best for themselves. But in reality, according to the Republic depends on the philosopher king, who are designing who will be the different kind of occupation in the, who have the different occupation in the Republic. But Plato also agreed that if there's a real philosopher king who's supposed to rule, but real one will not want to rule, because we have so much problem in ruling. He rather sit and think rather than to take any action in the society. So those who want to rule any nation, is not that easy to find out who's a real thinker and who's a real philosopher who can do the job for the better, because if there's one, he will refuse not to do it. So to have the perfect state as a republic, according to Plato, it may never exist. The perfect state never exists. But he wrote the Republic in order to bring example, the best example for one to follow. What is a good state should be like. But we can go as close as we can to such kind of state as a perfect state. Like when you find out what is a circle, and you try to draw the circle as close to the real circle in your ideas. So the Buddha and Plato may agree that what we need to do in our life is to cultivate our own intelligence, our own being, in order to closest to the reality. And for the Buddha, if you can attain reality, realization of what is real, then you are able to overcome your own suffering, because you understand what is life. For Plato, he may believe the same thing as when the prisoner go out from the cave and realize what is real, rather than to be the slave of the illusion in the cave. So they both agree that we are part of the ignorance. Man is ignorant. What one needs to find out is to realize the light that gives them the knowledge. And for the Buddha, believe that if you go through meditation or being mindful, then you are able to realize what is the truth behind the reality. So we still have hope that we are able to reach to the reality sometimes, and it means that we have to cultivate our own being through being one with the present, being able to use our intellect to understand what is real, and this kind of understanding can bring us to overcome any kind of suffering, because we understand what life is and what is reality behind it. Now, is there any question that we can think about? Please comment or show your comments so that we can discuss together. Please, is there any comment? Any comments at all, so that I can talk about this and see if it has anything to do with the present moment. Please let me know. And the reason that part of the reason I talk about this reality and appearance is because of the present situation that we are having, that we are always involved with all information in front of us, and we hardly know really if the information that we have is real or not. So how can we decide what to believe, and how can we decide what to do next? And I feel that in our generation and all the people around the world need to have this kind of awareness, what they can believe. So I feel that this century, the 21st century, when we are involved with so much of the information, so much with the technology, I think what is more important is to go back to natural world around us. For example, looking back to the nature around us, because the natural world, such as trees and flowers and plants and birds and all kinds of animals, they are not fooling us. They just appear as they are, and the matter of how do we become part of the living with them. I mean, how can we live this life and become part of the whole relationship with things around us? Not only just believe in the mobile phone or television or whatever. The more we have the technology, the more we need to go back to the nature or the natural world around us, rather than to become the victim of whatever we perceive, like Plato's cave, or the Buddha said the world of Maya, the illusion of the world around us. So materialism that surrounded you, what since you open your mobile phone, you will become the victim of all the propagandas. Whatever they want to sell to you, or whatever they want to perceive from this side of the government or the other side of the government or whatever. So how can we become ourselves and able to regain our own freedom? That means that we have to return back to nature or the world, the surrounding, that we are not the victim, but we are the one who control ourselves and able to maintain our own sanity to this in this world, rather than to be the victim of whatever we have. And the more interesting is that when you use more technology, uh, how do you know that the technology that will not overrule ourselves? That is a question that many people talk about, the technology and the AI and all these things. That information that they give to you is all very, very clear. Yeah? And yet, there's another side of it that one has to understand the opposition of what they give to you at the same time. And if you can't see that point, we are always a victim of this technology around us. Well, I feel that what we need is to be able to distinguish ourselves between knowledge and appearance and reality that we can perceive. So, if there's any question, please let me know. Okay, I will pause a little while, and then we can have some kind of a discussion together. Any questions? For the session in English, I didn't have time to post it before time, but I feel that it's something for us, all of us, to share together and see things together, and how it come out as something that can help us to discuss things together. I think that is interesting. Any question? Okay, if there's no question, I will stop right here, and we'll see what we can manage about our life and able to be conscious of what is real and what appearance, what can we think and what can we believe in. Bye-bye.